Hello, hello! Welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. I am thrilled to be back with a new crossword. We got D building up that streak one day at a time again. Welcome, D. Felix, hola to you. Tess, Dad Not Dude, Amy, and Rose Garden says hello from Georgia. I go to Georgia often. My in-laws are there. Welcome, Rose Garden. And we got Ledition saying hey on Twitch. So the gang is all here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us yesterday for the Saturday Stumper. I thought it was a really good one. And I'm proud of our performance on it. Today's puzzle I expect to be a little bit more approachable, but still hopefully a satisfying challenge. We got Lucky here, and FCat Winks, and Jilly, what's up? Okay, so today we're going to solve an LA Times crossword. It's from this past Friday because the May had a guest host, and usually solves the Friday LA Times that day, but I thought I would go back and solve it because the Friday LA Times tend to be great. So we don't get titles on the Friday LA Times, just to remind you, but there will be a theme. So that's up for us to discover. And I already see some guesses coming in for one across. Let's dive in. One across blank second. Himmy John says, I'm back. I'm glad you came back, Himmy John. And Roshni Patel is here saying happy Sunday. And Rose Garden already followed us. You're the best. So a lot of people saying nano. Dad Not Dude and Jilly both guessed nano. And Ledition on Twitch agrees. Ariana Proctor on YouTube says, I love this YouTuber. Well, that is a very nice compliment. So let's put nano in. That looks good. Gil says, today is my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Gil. Wow, that's awesome. Do you have any plans? One down is tends toward. I think nanosecond is a good guess. Jen Lynn is here wishing Gil a happy birthday. I'm very honored that you decided to spend some time with us on your special day. Gil is saying ribs. Is that your special plan? You're going to go get ribs? Or is that a crossword guess? I can't tell. Okay, let's see. Tends toward. Rose Garden and James Hendry saying nears, and D. Yeah. Oh, but then Amy and Ledition are saying leans, which definitely doesn't work with nano. Unfortunately, the EA are common to both, so not sure what to do here. Maybe we check the tends toward. Nears is possible. It's not like the best clue answer pair I've ever seen, but let's try two down. Pizzazz. Pizzazz. I love how Gil just says, yes, ribs. Well, I hope you enjoy your ribs, Gil. You deserve them. Actually, come to think of it, I got ribs on my last birthday. Went out to barbecue with my family, and I ordered a big platter of ribs and enjoyed them heartily. So we have a lot in common, Gil. Oh, so Amy is suggesting last second. Yeah, nano is not the only possibility here, right? Like, do something at the last second. That really could work. I did actually have an issue with nanosecond that I wasn't voicing, which is that I thought nanosecond was one word, and you can see a little space here. Maybe that's overly pedantic, but I think nanosecond is a single word, so it was bothering me, and maybe this is leans, as Ledition and others were suggesting. Shania, how you doing? Lone YouTuber here with Ariana. Well, that won't last long. YouTube takes a little while to heat up, but I'm glad you two are getting us started over there. We're kind of struggling in this opening section. Am I alone in this struggle? Yeah, Amy's giving me the shrug, which is never a good sign. Dre says flair, which I really like for pizzazz. Definitely means leans and last second. That's what Blake wants as well. That's what we have in the grid so far. Thorin says, is this a themed puzzle? It is. We will definitely have a theme. There's no title, so we don't get a hint at the theme. I'm assuming 19 across, this long one here, is going to be our first. I guess we'll get to 25 first. So this is probably a theme answer. They tend to live in the longest across entries. I am fully... Rose Garden, no way. Rose Garden. Feature of a rose garden in full bloom. What? How do you get a shout out like this? You're right. You're the star of the puzzle. Feature of a rose garden in full bloom. Ooh, scent. That's a lovely picture. Sella and Dad Not Dude are saying a scent, yeah. Thoron, thanks for the rose. And then what? Oh, did I already look at 15 across? Cream alternative. Oh, wow. Tina is saying ecru, as in the color. Ledition agrees. Oh my god. Are we in real trouble here? I can't tell. Hmm. It's a really nice guess because cream colored is sort of off white, but Jessica and D think scent is good, but that doesn't work with ecru, so what are we doing here? Tons. Ooh. Okay, this is the first entry in the puzzle where I feel like I know what it is and it can't, and we definitely have an error. I think scent is wrong. I thought for sure, feature of a rose garden in full bloom. I can smell it. Yeah, not scent, aroma, Tina's saying. Okay, wow, we have a lot to fix here. Not a good start for us. Aroma and a lot. That's what I was thinking. Tons and a lot. It kind of has to be, right? Has Rose Garden chimed in? Are you here excited for your shout out or did you leave? I don't see a comment from you. Uh, yeah, Stumper Start says Tess. Exactly. Ooh. Oh, Dad Not Dude and Thoron are saying leap second. Wow, what a find. Leap second. Okay, that was hard. Not the first four-letter prefix for second that you think of. A leap second, if you don't know, we all know a leap year. Every 4 years, we add an extra day to the calendar to make to kind of more appropriately approximate how long it actually takes the Earth to revolve around the sun. But even that leap day doesn't perfectly do it, and so every once in a while we need to add or subtract a leap second from our clocks, which I think is pretty cool. Rose Garden says, no, I'm thinking. Rose Garden has no time to bask in the glory of the shout out. We need to solve this crossword. Amy said, what's a leap second? I hope I just answered it, although it was rushed. And then Deanie is reminding me that people were guessing ecru earlier. Shania saying ecru. Okay, so we're actually in good shape finally. Eclat is looking good for pizzazz. And I think we may have untangled this knot. Handles. TJW Boston Tommy is here saying eclat. And Thoron. Tina says, what is eclat? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it does. It means pizzazz. It means, I don't know how else to say it. It means like a flash of style. Panache. Runaroo is saying names for handles. That makes sense. A Kits is here, and Winks and Jeffrey, and Barbara McDowell on Facebook, all saying names, which I think makes sense. I think we're talking handles like Twitter handles here. Not like handlebars. Let's check 4 down, a long one. Shake on it, and it's in quotes. Shake on it. Let's see. Thoron says, do you ever play New York Times crosswords on this channel? I have an upcoming Tuesday puzzle. We do not. So this is Arkadium.com's official channel. Arkadium puts out a bunch of great crosswords every day, and they have rights to run the LA Times crossword, which is what we're solving here. And Stan Newman has a whole bunch of crosswords there. So we have lots to choose from at Arkadium, but they don't do the New York Times at Arkadium. But that's very cool that you have an upcoming Tuesday puzzle. Are you willing to tell me your name? I guess I can find it out on Tuesday. I will definitely look out for it. I solved the New York Times, and I've had a few puzzles there myself. Okay, meanwhile, we are... Ooh, I like the guesses I'm seeing. Dre saying, put her there. Pam, yeah, put her there. Oh, that's a great crossword entry. Shake on it. Put her there. I love the colloquial. You can just hear someone saying that. Yeah, Amiga likes it. I guess it could be put him there, but I feel like put her there sounds better to the ear. Am I wrong? A lot of people saying it could be put him there. I think I've only heard it the other way. Okay. So, sign of a packed house. Lucinda was quick on this one. T. Pendleton and Bill Henderson also saying us SRO, which stands for standing room only. Lily says, I haven't watched one of these in so long. I'm so happy to be back. Well, we're glad to have you back, Lily. And we kind of need you because we struggled a lot in that first section. Okay. Oh, we have a star. So confirmed that this is going to be a theme entry. We have a little asterisk, which you pretty much only get on theme answers. Bun, that's a really big hit. And it's got a question mark, so there's some kind of trickery going on. Bun, that's a really big hit. I don't necessarily know what that means. Amy Gal. Oh, yeah. Amy Gal asking if it has something to do with a house sale. No, not that kind of house. We're talking like a theater, a packed house, standing room only, like no seats left. Okay. Marini Marini Reposa is saying learning a ton of new vocabulary. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I love that crosswords teach me things. And A Batara is back on YouTube saying hi. Okay, people are saying starring role. I see. So bun, that's a really big hit. It's a really big hit because it's starring, and it's a bun because it's a role. Normally, like this is a real phrase, starring role in a movie or something. But we're doing a joke on bun, I think is the idea. Or starting. Now, starring role, I think, makes more sense. Okay. I am curious to see the others. It seems like we're going to get a lot of puns today, but I'm not sure exactly what the angle is. Weird Nayo Tai came in, says, "Hello, brother. I can finish it within 5 minutes." You were baiting me the other day, saying this crossword's so easy, this crossword's so easy, but then you didn't supply any answers. If it's so easy, help us out. Fuss. Jeffrey says toil, which I think is reasonable, but the other guess is Kitty Bead is saying to do, which I think is slightly more accurate, and I prefer the ID to the II in this cross. Let's just go right up here, check 5 across. Percussion troupe since 1991. Percussion troupe since 1991. Okay. Okay. Thoron is saying stomp. And Feshit just followed us. Thank you for that. Thoron says, wow, that unlocked a memory. Yeah, so Stomp is like a group that they use kind of everyday objects for their drums, right? Like they'll stomp on, buckets and stuff, and make music with it. And it's really cool. I didn't know it was a specific troupe. I thought Stomp was like a style, but maybe the style is after a specific group. Thoron just followed us and Don Spear followed us. Thanks, guys. We watched videos of Stomp in elementary school music class. Yeah, I've seen Stomp groups perform, but I don't think it's like the Stomp, if that's even a thing. Threshed said, oh, this is fun. I can get into this. Let's go. I'm so glad you feel that way. By the way, we stream every single day. So we're here every day at noon Eastern time. And it's always a new crossword. It's always a good time. So I encourage you to, you've already followed us. But just to let you know. Yeah, Celis is like Blue Man Group. It is similar to Blue Man Group in style. Oh yeah, this looks like San Diego. It's kind of a gimme in an otherwise tough puzzle. San Diego. Minius Mini back on YouTube, welcome. Leaves that might be red or red. It's a nice clue. It's a nice clue. Jeffrey says, scholars maintain the translation was lost years ago. I think that's an Anchorman reference. I'm not going to complete the quote. It's a family-friendly channel. Okay, where are we? Yeah, Ledition and Don Spear and Warthog and Bill Henderson saying tea. I really like this clue. Leaves that can be red. I guess, actually, now that I think about it, I can't picture red tea. I can picture green and black. But you can definitely read tea leaves. So AE looks a little strange. Eaglet's home. All right, Silver Moon's back getting tea. Barbara McDowell's got tea. Lucinda giving me a lovely little emoji. Dead Nut Dude says, stay classy, Jack. I'm trying over here. Oh, Pico tea is red, says Thoron. Thank you. All right, Runaroo, Kitty Bead, Ledition, yeah, Jillian, Bill Henderson, and Barbara all saying, and oh yeah, Big Loop is saying nest, but look, we have 5 letters and it starts with an AE, so I think, airy is a better guess. Make sure that, yeah. Airy, if you don't know, I think it's a term for an eagle's nest. It might specifically be nests that are like in cliff faces or something, where eagles tend to hatch. But it is like a nest. Chimpkin. Chimpkin. Yeah, Thoron and Lucky and Tess in addition were quick on this one. Oh. Short for orangutan. Yeah. FK looks good. Okay. Oh, nice orangutan emoji. I didn't know that existed. Let's check out 19 across because this double A is a little concerning. Earnings for a restaurant with a tandoor. Okay. I think I see what they're doing. Session says you guys are fast. I know. Daily Crossword Live viewers are very quick with their thumbs. Yeah, this is pretty funny. Earnings for a restaurant with a tandoor. A lot of people getting the first word. Yeah, it's looking like it's non-profits. So are we doing bread puns? Is that what we're doing today? Bun that's a really big hit is a starring role, spelled like this. And non-profits, which of course are a thing, but not spelled like non, the flatbread. Earnings for a restaurant with a tandoor. I like it. Very funny. Yeah, Dead Nut Dude likes it. Team Matzo likes it. Okay. AJ says morning nonprofit is hilarious. Yeah, I think it's great. I wonder if there's going to be a revealing phrase in this puzzle. You know, something. Sometimes at the very end they'll give you like an explainer for why we're doing all these bread puns. But I'm not sure this puzzle even needs it. I think we can get the gist that we're doing bread puns today. Like a key that may evoke sadness. Ah, minor. Yeah, a minor key. Oh, Minnie's spelling minor like this, but no, that's the person who works in a mine. Minor key is spelled like this, and yeah, minor keys for whatever reason sound sadder than major keys. Amy Gal says dad jokes are strong in this puzzle. I know. I know. Any dads in chat must be getting giddy. Meanwhile, Felix goes, bread puns are crummy. Perfect timing, Felix. That was great. Okay, Pepto Bismol. Another kind of gimme here. So someone autocorrected a Pesto Bismol. Does not sound that appealing. Bill crossing depend on. All right. The second section was much smoother than the first one. Blake says, I heard a great dad joke today, but not enough room in chat for it. What? You're going to tease us like that? Yeah, it looks like a bill is a note, like a 5-note bill, and depend is to rely on. Thorin says, will you do the Saturday Stumper today? No, we do the Saturday Stumpers on Saturdays, so we did that yesterday. It was a great time. We do it every Saturday, though, so if you're into those puzzles, do join us on Saturday. They are such insanely difficult puzzles, but we do manage to solve them as a group. It's very fun. Okay. Okay. Thorin says, well, that's my sign to go to bed. What's your sign to go to bed? What do you mean? We're just getting started here. GM's Mary Barra for one. Good. Yeah, Team Matzo and Tina and Don Spear are saying CEO. Silver Moon agrees. Seems right. Okay, good. Prickly plants. Jessica says CFO. It's true. I don't know for sure Mary Barra's post at GM. It could be CFO. Julie says, Jack, will you solve Hurdle today? I will. I have a Hurdle queued up, so we will definitely do Hurdle after the crossword. Yeah, Ian Hart saying could be CFO. I'll keep that in mind. Threshold says, I have to cover the chat. I'm slower than all of you. Yeah, some people do that, like remove the chat so that they can. Oh, Lucinda giving me nice emojis for this one. Prickly plants do indeed seem like cacti. So 17, we weren't sure if this was going to be an E or an F, by the way. Astronaut Ochoa. Ooh, and unfortunately, I don't know this person. So Don Spear is confirming that Barra is the CEO of GM. So I'll put the E back in. We'll reinstate that. Team Matzo pointing out that usually there will be a qualifier like accounting or tech or something if it's not CEO. True. Silvermoon and Felix sang Ellen, and Don Spear and Deanie sang Elena. Does anyone know for sure, or are we just guessing 5-letter names that begin with an E? Who knows for sure? Carissa voting Ellen. Jilly says Ellen Ochoa. Maybe I'll go on. Yeah, here comes Weird Tie again saying it's easy, even though hasn't supplied a single answer. If it's so easy, who's the astronaut? Weird tie. Jessica says Ellen, 100%. All right, Ellen, it is. Thank you. Ian Hart says, this is where I do the downs. Yeah, me too. I was thinking the chat maybe knew that astronaut, and they did. Italian Auto familiarly. Nice. D and Amy and Lucky and Blake and Tess and Deanie all saying Alfa Romeo and Captivated. Alfa Romeo. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Each. We got Dina and Clark and Carissa and Threshit all saying Alpha. Nice. Very good work. Okay. With each 4 letters beginning with an A, I'm going to check this 14 down as well. Insta browsing goal, perhaps. Presumably Insta is referring to Instagram. A browsing goal, perhaps. Meanwhile, TJW and Pizza Pete. Yeah, I think Tess is right on this one. And Lucky too. I don't think I've ever seen this in a crossword puzzle. But Jazz and FCat are agreeing. Inspo? I've definitely heard people say this, like, oh, you browse Insta for inspo. But I don't think I've ever seen this in a crossword puzzle. I like it. Modernizing our crosswords, the LA Times. Yeah, and Blake and Silvermoon saying that each is a pop. So we're talking like, oh, hey, these are $5 each. These are $5 a pop. Yeah, Team Monster says a pop and inspo. A pop is a really old answer. Yeah, well, we're sandwiching the ages here. Okay. Western Wyoming County. Western Wyoming County. I know this one because I've been there. My family took a trip here when I was kind of young. Yeah, Teton, Grand Teton National Park, Teton Mountain Range in Wyoming is a beautiful place. Japanese artist and peace activist. I also have a solid guess for this one, I think. Let's see. G-Mont, very quick on this one. And Beaz Kurdum is here. Yeah, I assume we're talking Yoko Ono here, who's definitely a peace activist now and Japanese artist, and formerly married to John Lennon. Haley Reardon got that one. Nice work. All right, let's try 12 down. I think we've earned it. Neckwear suitable for a young child. Okay. Jessica's giving me the scream emojis, and I don't know why. What are we screaming about? Yeah, I like what Jazz is saying, and Dee and Sella and Baez and Lizzie. Clip-on tie. This is a great entry. I have definitely wore clip-on ties when I was a young child. Yeah, TJW Boston giving me this shirt and tie emoji. Oh my god, Jessica said it's oh no. Wow. Puns everywhere I look. Oh no, I get it. The screaming emoji. That's funny. Heidi just followed us. Thanks, Heidi. Oh, clip-on bow. That's true. Neckwear suitable for like clip-on bow. It could be. All right. Well, we'll get there. Let's check 31 across. Crocheter's stash. Okay. Crocheter's stash. Someone whose username is a bunch of dollar signs and a bunch of hearts just followed us. Thank you. Ooh. Fairmont Ave. And Carissa and James Hendry and Miniest Minnie and Icky and Healing Hands all saying yarn. I think that is right. You need yarn to crochet. And with yarn, I'm going to head back west because I like a left to right solve. Threshit got that one. Nice one, Threshit. See? You can keep up. Tess and Jilly giving me yarn ball emojis. I did not know that existed either. Yearning. Ooh, 2 very solid guesses already in chat. Minnie and Lucky and D want Wish. And Dad Not Dude and Ledition and Silvermoon want Itch. Jazz says, I don't have my glasses, so I thought everyone was saying yam. That's hilarious. Yeah, yam and yarn probably look similar in the TikTok chat. That's great. Check down, says Team Matzo. As you wish. Distant. 33 down, distant. Okay, itch or wish? What are we going with? Distant. I want it to be far, but that doesn't work with itch or wish. So is it, what are we doing? Is it far, or how does this work? Everyone's saying far, but then what's this? Ooh, oh, you guys are good. Amy and Andrea and GJ. No, not GJ. Silvermoon. Distant. Icy is a really nice guess. I'm not sure it's right, but I like that it works with itch. Far, icy, like emotionally distant. I think that's what the idea is. Let's check the T. Wardrobe staple. Okay. Team Matsu's happy with icy and itch, so we're sticking with it. Silvermoon seems happy with them. Healing Hands likes it. All right, good. Yeah, Theshit's saying tie, which was my instinct as well, a wardrobe staple. I'm a little bothered because clip-on tie is already in the grid, if it's not bow, and crosswords don't tend to repeat their entries. But then I realized, yeah, T also works. Like a t-shirt is definitely a wardrobe staple, spelled out like this. So I think we're still in decent shape. Yeah, like a plain T, exactly, Jazz. Gmon says, what's the theme? Well, so far we have non-profits spelled like the flatbread and starring role spelled like the round bread. And we're about to look at our third theme entry, so I think we're doing bread puns today. One who eats the same brand of cornflakes every morning. Okay. Among Us says 43 looks weird, though. Yeah, well, all of the theme answers look weird so far in this puzzle, so it still might be correct. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean is saying cereal something. Dad Not Dude agrees. AJ agrees. Cereal something. So one who eats the same. I mean, cornflakes is a cereal, and we have the starting letter, so it's got to be cereal something. I do agree with you guys. What's the rest going to be? One who eats the same brand of cornflakes every morning, and it has to be a pun. Jimmy wants serial killer, which is, first of all, doesn't fit. Second of all, is a little morbid. Third of all, doesn't really work with the clue, does it? Kimberly's saying the serial connoisseur. Creature of habit, I'm not sure. Oh, serial monogamous, Silvermoon, serial monogamous. That's perfect. Serial monogamist. It fits. Oh, I love it. Yeah, you eat the same one every morning. You're a monogamist. You're loyal to that cereal. And then, of course, if we spelled this with an S and an I, this is a real phrase. Serial monogamous, someone who goes from relationship to relationship. You know, they don't just date around. Yeah, Tina's happy. Blake is happy. Warthog says it's great. Okay, everyone on TikTok is really excited. Silvermoon, very nice work on that. I'm going to correct these. Serial monogamist. Awesome. That's a great central entry. I was convinced that it was bread puns, and cereal is bready, but it's not. It diverged a little bit from my expectations. Yeah, cereal is the pun. Freshit says that's a great one. Marini says that's perfect. Yeah, everyone likes it. Tess says, I like it when it's a bit of a struggle for chat to get the longs. I know, I like it too. You and I are both masochists, Tess. I've learned this. We both live for the Saturday Stumper. Gmon says, could be grain puns. Yeah, maybe that's the angle. Gil agrees. Okay, adored celebrity. Miniest Mini and Threshit are saying idol. That looks good. Benchmarks. Okay. Mr. Giggles is here, also getting idol. And GJ Curiosity. It fits grain puns. Where does it fit? Okay, Henry Sorrell just followed us. Thank you, Henry. Sarah is saying norms. Lisa agrees. Yeah, norms. Benchmarks. I think that works. Matt likes it. Carissa likes it. Thrillo likes it. Large mammals in matrilineal groups. Okay. I can only think of one large mammal that fits here. GJ Curiosity just followed us. Thanks. Yeah, orcas. Stormy and Jeffrey and Ladishan and Baz. Orcas. Drink Fake Coke got that one. Brandon O'Hara got that one. Okay. Large mammals in matrilineal groups. I don't think I knew they formed matrilineal groups. Not even 100% sure I know what that means. I guess it's like the lineage of mothers, but what does it mean to form a matrilineal group? Okay. Tent bed. Tent bed is sitting next to vague amount. All right, good. Tent bed and vague amount. Where are we? Apple Pie is here and Healing Hands saying cot. Gil and Lisa. Oh well. And Stormy and Felix and Greg and Andrea and Jilly and Miniest Minnie and Lizzie are all saying any. Apple Pie, hi to you. Brandon O'Hara says mom is the boss and her offspring hang out together. Okay, interesting. Where the mothers are the primary heads of the group, says Jeffrey. Okay, good. They form pods instead of male-led, it's female-led, says Team Matza. And Hibachi Land just followed us. And Video Bird is also getting Emmy. And Apple Pie just followed us. Okay, great. Great news. 39 down. Like a system that's revolutionary. We got a question mark, so more puns. And Robin followed us. He was the best. Insane Shane is guessing at 47 across. Yeah, it does look right. Like a system that's revolutionary, I think. Yeah, Rob C. and Gmont and Silver Moon and Larry are right on this one. Solar? The solar system? Because everything revolves around everything in a solar system. That kind of reminds me of our opening word of leap second. I think this constructor's into astronomy. It's a good clue. Panache. Didn't I use this word? Yeah, this puzzle's full of pizzazz and eclat and panache and style. Nice. Okay. Where are we? 45 down. Let's do it. Inheritance factor. Captain Jack is back. Welcome, Captain Jack. Getting style as well. Tina's leap second is wild. It was a hard opener. We really struggled in this front section. I mean, leap seconds are very cool concepts, but just having the clue be blank second. Silly Little Games is here saying, Gene, yeah, I think inheritance factor, we're talking like biological inheritance. Seems right. Captain Jack, thanks for the heart. Okay. 51 across. Sarah just followed us. Thank you. Sarah, all great. Sarah, all great. Okay, I'm glad I took the time to parse your username. Video Bird is saying 46 years. What are we talking 46 years? Oh, 46 across is years. It does seem right. All right, upfront stake. Yeah, it does look like an ante. As Matt and Lucinda and Lucky and Silver Moon are all saying, and Lisa. Let's polish off this section, and then I'll go back to 46 across. I don't like for the puzzle to get lopsided, you know? Tibetan monk. We had this very same entry in yesterday's Saturday Stumper. Can't remember what the clue was, but it was definitely harder than this, as the Stumpers tend to be. But Adam and Kristen and Captain Jack and Greg Martin know they're Tibetan monks. It looks like a llama, like as in the Dalai Lama. Leslie got that, and Carissa. Nice. And Heidi and Miniest Minnie. And Jessica giving me the llama emojis. Jessica's full of emoji puns today. That, oh no, I'm still reeling. Paint option. Wow, you guys are fast. Thresh it, I know how you feel. Sometimes I can't keep up with chat. Yeah, Greg Martin and Stormy and Lizzie are all saying matte paint option. So I guess if it's not a glossy paint, it's a matte paint. GRE org. I'm stretching to remember this. I think I do remember what the GRE org is called. GRE is a standardized test for like graduate school. It's like the SAT, but for An older cohort. Thresher got that one. Nice. I'm glad to hear it. GRE org. Yeah, Pam, my memory is the same as yours. Tina's giving me the shrug. Yeah, that's fair. Carissa and Silvermoon think they know it. So some people are saying ETA. I think it is ETS. It's right on the edge of my memory. It's a little weird because these three letters tend to be clued via extraterrestrials like ETs, but I suppose it could be clued this way. We'll check the S, maybe. Wasabi blank. Felix says I need to take my GRE someday. What are you hoping to do? You have a cool job. You told me about your job one time, and I'm forgetting it. Drink Fit Coke, Brandon O'Hara, Kristen Toady is here. Lucky accompanying with an emoji. Yeah, it looks like wasabi peas. I love wasabi peas. Haven't had them in ages. Vermilion just followed us. Thanks. Cat and Jack got wasabi peas. Logician says, I took my GRE in 1993 and became an internet troll. What? I took the GRE in, 2012, I think. Let's see. Adam followed us. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, and so it was ETS, by the way, GRE, and where are we? Pre-check org is TSA. Okay, so everything is checking out. Let's go back to 46, which people have been asking for. Ages, and ages. People were saying years looks right. So we'll plop that in, and then check this one. Stat. Yeah, everything's checking out. All right. Oh yeah, Felix says, I believe you're referring to when I was a journalist before the internet killed the industry. That is what I'm referring to. I remember now. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. We got Warthog and Heidi and Greg Martin and Apple Pie and Beaz all saying ASAP. Yeah. They both mean hurry. Do it now. Heroic deed. Okay. Yeah, this puzzle really opened with its hardest clues. Logician says, let's hope AI doesn't kill the journalism or the crossword industry. Yeah, AI is already coming for my job of crossword constructor. But it's not there yet. AI crosswords are not very good, I gotta tell you. Crosswords are a pretty human... Good crosswords are a pretty human art form. Gmont and Heidi is saying feat. Heroic deed is a feat. That looks right. And let's check this long one. Duo is on YouTube, also getting feat. I like it. Concoction that might be pint-sized. 35 down. Concoction that might be pint-sized. Deadnut Dude says there's only one Jack. Well, that's nice. How do you know I'm not AI right now, Deadnut Dude? Ooh. Yeah, I like AJ. Thresh It, good one. Warthog, Greg Martin. Big Boss says nothing can beat Jack's Saturday crosswords. Well, you're the best for saying that. Yeah, Thresh It, I got you. You were close. Craft beer, it's looking like. I really like this clue. Pint size normally means small, but actually a pint is not that small, so it's kind of funny. And craft beers are literally pint-sized because you pour them into pint glasses. I think that's quite clever. Healing Hand says, wow, they are fast. I know. Well, Thresh It has been having the same experience, and I've noticed that they're starting to get the hang of it. Okay. Thesh It. I keep calling you Thresh It. It's Thesh It. Oh, I know what it is. I'm mispronouncing it. Okay, I can't say your username. I'm going to move on. Beloved Rock, for example. Duo and Silvermoon. And Gmond. Yeah, Pet Rock. Wow, Beloved Rock. Did anyone own a Pet Rock? This was a little bit before my time, I think. That's pretty funny. In general, I'm loving the voice of this puzzle. It's got clever clues. It's got modernisms like inspo, the long bonus entries, craft beer, put her there, clip-on ties. Just, that doesn't happen by accident. That's the human touch I'm talking about. I really like it. Jess says pet rocks were way before my time. Drink Fake Coke says I had one, it had a cage. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, Healing Hands, I know what it is. I can't be saying that. And Thresh just gave me permission to call them Thresh, so that's what I'm gonna do. Pecan, Louisiana's state nut. Lovely. Apple Pie says it's so nice doing these in a big group. Yeah, I agree. And I think especially for hard puzzles like this, some of these puzzles that we do on the channel, especially on Saturdays, are too hard for most individuals. But when we come together as a group, like everyone knows a little bit of something, we're all pitching in. I really like it too. Actor Idris. Yeah, Warthog and Jazz and Eve and Ellie and Adam all saying Elba. Yeah, Mags, Idris Elba. Great actor. Overjoy at 54 down. And Pint Size. Oh, Pint Size is here. We got another person getting a shout out. Pint Size, you were just in a clue. Tina says, I don't think I could do these alone. Yeah, they're tough. I definitely can't do Saturdays alone. Or I can, but they take me literal days. Duo and Bonnie Bonbon are saying elate. Yeah, to overjoy someone is to elate. Although I'm a little concerned about the CAE. Hold on. Oh, this is a revealer. Hold on. Fueled up before a big race, or a description of the answers to the starred clues. Ah, so we do get a revealer today. Okay, we do get a revealer today, and I think I see what's happening. Yeah, T-Mots, I think we have an error. T-Mots is like Caesar salad? No, it's not. I think we actually have an error. Yeah. Let's fix some stuff. Craft brew. So by the way, Thresh, we were all wrong. It was not craft beer, it was craft brew. Same idea, but craft brew and then carbo loaded. Looks perfect. Yeah, Ledition, Silver Moon. Lovely. Lucky. Team Matsu said brew before. Okay, you get credit then. Carbo loaded. So all of these clues are loaded with carbs, like naan and roll and cereal, and we have one more at 55 across. That's hilarious. So yeah, it wasn't just breads, it was carbs. Someone was saying grains earlier, but yeah, carbo loaded. That's hilarious. I love it. Wow. Be next to. Tina says silly. Yes, silly indeed. Be next to. Yeah. Letition and Tina and Pizza Pete and Jessica and Pam are saying a butt. That makes sense. We only have 2 squares left in this section. Gobbled down. Grown efts. I only know what an eft is from crossword puzzle. That's usually the answer in a crossword puzzle. And what is this? Special blank. Okay. I think we're gonna polish these off quickly. Yeah, Felix saying newts. Efts are baby newts. Ooh, S-Mac or Smack on YouTube. I think your answers are coming in late for me. You might want to refresh your screen. That happens sometimes. And Special Ops. And what was this? Gobble down, 8 up. Good. All right, should we check 55 across, our last carbo pun of the day? Ciabatta, Chihuahua, or Pumpernickel Pomeranian? I feel like if you're going to do a pun puzzle, you need to go all in, you know? You can't be... You can't go light on us. Ciabatta, Chihuahua, or Pumpernickel Pomeranian. It's already as wacky as it gets. But I don't see any answers. Apple Pie says, oh my god. Pita bread dogs. I don't think I get that, though. Pita bread. Someone else spammed this answer, but I don't understand pita bread, because look, the other ones literally sound like real things. Nonprofit is a real thing. Starring roll is a real thing. Serum. Pita bread dog is not a thing, no matter how you spell it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think PETA because they're small dogs. No. It has to actually sound like a real thing. Yeah, I think what AJ and Maddie were saying, purebred dog. It fits. And it's just the bread part. It's not pita bread. It's just the bread part that's a joke. Because normally this is spelled without the A. A purebred dog is spelled like this, and it's a real thing. It sounds the same. So it's not pita. I refuse to believe that. I mean, we'll check the crosses, but I think this is a better pun. Are we okay? Yeah, Jessica thinks it's good. Healing Hands is giving it the applause. All right. I like it too. Very nice. Rocks Jethro blank. Yeah. Thresh agrees. And people know their rock, Jethro Tull. I don't think I could name a single song by them. Apologies. And Pint Size Paul just followed us. Thank you. Jim King is here, and Busy Bee and Matt24 all getting Tull. Yeah. Tess says another rock. Yeah. We got a pet rock and a Jethro Tull rock. Dead Nut Dude says, see, Jack, that's why you're not AI. Oh, because I can't name a Jethro. Yeah, AI could definitely name their songs. That's true. That's my captcha to you, proving I'm human. I'm not a robot. Hilarious folks. Okay. Yeah, Kim Williams and William Rando. And Jilly. Greg Martin says sitting on a park bench. Is that what you're doing, or riots? Hilarious folks are riots. Dawn Power got that one. I like it. Let's check this. Blank bean. Okay. This is kind of like Leap Second, where this could have been a really hard clue, except that we already have two letters in place. Once you have half the letters, I think it becomes clearer. Yeah, Busy Bee and Pint Size Paul all saying Lima. Ooh, lots of new names in chat. I'm so Raina and Brian. By the way, if anybody doesn't follow us, do consider it. We stream every single day at noon Eastern time. It's always fun, and if you follow us, it's a great way to keep in touch. Username often. Let's see. Yeah, Andrea and V just followed us. Thank you. Andrea and Jazz and Brandon and Silver Moon and Letition all saying email. It's true. I guess your username, sometimes your email address is just your username for signing in somewhere. Bonnie Bonbon followed us. Thanks. Threshit said, that's my lunch hour. I'll come for lunch. Good. Perfect. I know a lot of people who come for lunch. You will be in good company. Thrice Baked followed us. Thanks. Allegedly says, my legend is back on Arkadium. That can't be me, is it? You're the legend. More than anything. Team Matza and Ranny. Vinny Gran. Yeah, saying badly. I want it so badly. I want it more than anything. Nice. Healing Hands followed us. Thank you. Allegedly says, oh, look at us two legends. Fish that swims by generating waves. Okay. Maybe I'll look at a couple down here at a time. Not sweet. Not sweet. Yeah, Dawn Power and Stormy and Runaru and Mac are saying eel. Duo and Silver Moon on YouTube and Barbara McDowell on Facebook. Everybody's saying eel. Eel is one of the most common crossword entries of all time, if not the most. I think I read once that eel appears in like 50% of crossword puzzles. So get used to it. Yeah, eel strikes again, as Dad Nut Dude says. Exactly. Not sweet. Yes, I like what Team Mott's is saying. Dry, yeah, Barbara and Silver Moon, not fooled by this one. Dry in wine is the opposite of sweet. I think it just, dryness does not refer to how, like, obviously wine is wet, but dry refers to the sugar content. So dry wines are not sweet. And let's just confirm the crosses. Backsplash installer, Tyler. I like the image there. A backsplash on your tiles, and then with a wink, slyly. All right. And with that, we only have one section left in this punny crossword. Decreased. Mike says midday Eastern is 2 a.m. here in Eastern Australia. Well, wow. You're staying up late, Mike. Normally I would tell you to get to bed, but I'm too happy to have you here that I'm not going to say that. Let's see. Okay. Decreased, yes. Lucinda saying, yeah. Okay, Bonnie, Bonbon, ramped, right. It could be ramped down or ramped back, Lucinda suggesting. I think ramped down sounds a little more natural, and it is what most people are voting for on TikTok and on YouTube. So let's put ramped down in, and then we'll see if the crosses complain. Blank Chi, I'm assuming. Not, this isn't Kai. Dooter is voting for ramped down. And what do we have here? ID on a map. Yeah. Tai Chi with an I. Seems right. Okay, I'm happy with what Robin and Warthog and Brian are saying. And then ID on a map. I just got this. This is very clever. Yeah, Kyle Miner was not fooled by this clue. Idaho, I love it. ID is the state abbreviation for Idaho. So ID on a map. We're not talking identification. We're literally talking Idaho. Great stuff. Naturalist Attenborough. Wow. Here's someone we can all get behind, right? Is there anyone who doesn't like... Yeah, allegedly, and Pizza Pete and Gmont. Everyone knows David Attenborough. Maybe I shouldn't say everybody, but I think a lot of us know him as the person who narrates amazing nature documentaries. Good. All right. We are almost there. This is the home stretch. Let's make it count. Family in Hawaiian. Uh-oh, I do not speak Hawaiian. Oh, ND is strange. That's a good point. That is a little confusing. Oh, a lot of people know this. You don't really know this? Oh, Hannah. Allegedly is screaming it. Oh, from Lilo and Stitch. Okay. Oh, Hannah. Oh, and Brandon O'Hara. Almost a shout out. All right, I trust chat. Let's check the crosses. Kiwi shaped. Oh, Hannah means family. Lilo and Stitch. Okay, I gotta catch up on my animated films. Mac Bolin, yeah. All right, kiwi shaped. Kite flyers need. And what is this? Oh, confidentiality docs. I see. So people were worried about the ND, appropriately so, but this does actually work. Confidentiality docs. I see tons of people coming in with all the right answers. Brandon Heider and wow, it's going too fast for me to even see. But kiwi shaped looks like oval, as Barbara and Duo and Rixie and Silvermoon all said. Kite flyers need is wind. You definitely need wind to fly a kite. And what is this? Gym chain that began in Venice Beach, crossing confidentiality docs, which are non-disclosure agreements. And Miss Kitty Cat says, sorry, I missed it. Well, you're in luck because we're about to play Hurdle. So I'm going to put this S in. If we get the confetti, then we'll celebrate, and then we're going to switch right over to Hurdle, which is a great game. It'll only take a couple minutes, so do stick around. Here we go. Yes, excellent work. That was very fun. Non-profits, starring role, serial monogamist, purebred dog, and they're all carbo loaded. I really like it. Very good pun crossword. And that means it is Hurdle o'clock. I'm switching my screen. Hopefully you can all see this pretty soon. Okay. Tess is psyched for Hurdle. Okay. Yeah, everyone can see it. Good. Team suggesting Idaho. I do like the tradition of beginning with a word that was in the crossword puzzle, although I don't think Idaho is a valid Hurdle word. I think proper nouns are not counted. I actually really like Lucky's suggestion of carbo. I don't know. I actually don't know if this is a valid word either. Oh, bread, maybe. Yeah, maybe bread is a good. Let's honor our puzzle and start with, wow, that didn't hit at all. By the way, if you're new to Hurdle, I do think playing it is the easiest way to learn, but we are trying to guess a 5-letter word, and we have 6 guesses to do it. And there's a color scheme when you... Yeah, Biden goes, ouch, that's all I'm feeling too. Okay, Magpie is saying spout, which I like because it's got an OU. We do need to find some vowels somehow. Yeah, Larry's saying flout, which is a similar concept. Pint-Sized Paul says it's like Wordle. Yeah, but it's like a souped-up Wordle. Wow, Brandon just gave me such a good little description of how it works. Hurdle is like Wordle, but you solve 5 words in a row. The first 4 give clues that help you. Yeah. All right, we're putting okay, snout. Let's do snout. I like it. Okay, that was pretty successful. It starts with an S, and there's a U somewhere. No other vowels, though. So, it could just be the U, like shuck is coming to mind, you know, if U is the only vowel. But I'm trying to see if I can work an I in there. Oh, sushi, says Ledition. That's a very nice guess. Sully. So still a lot of possibilities. Squid. What a concept. Kyle Miner agrees on squid. So what do we do? Jazz likes squid. Tina likes squid. All right. Normally I'm hesitant to guess something with a Q because if it doesn't hit, like it's so unlikely to hit. Oh, no, D. Thank you. Oof. Dexamax and saving me. No. Bread. This is gray, which means there is no D in the final word. It cannot be squid. Lucinda yelling at me. I won't do it. Hurdle is always tenser than the crossword. I didn't expect this to happen, but here we are. No D. So what are we guessing then? It's not squid. Nobody likes my guess of shuck. Slump? That's a solid guess. Yeah, Christina agrees. All right, let's do slump. Yeah, Bea's, everyone's saying slump now. Okay, no errors, just doing a last-minute check. This seems right. I mean, it seems consistent. Okay, so we do have an L, so shuck is out. The U needs a home, and it's not going to be at the end, because that's just too unusual. So I actually think it's going to start like this. And yeah, people were writing sully, sulky in chat earlier. Sulks. Sort of torn. We have enough guesses, I think. Sulky or Sully? Chat seems very split. I don't know what to do with this. I wish we had the poll feature. Threshit is saying sulky, so I'm going with Threshit's guess. If it's wrong, it's all your fault. Just kidding. It's right! It's all your credit. Well done. Okay, great. So now this is the first thing that makes Hurdle different from Wordle is that now we play again, and the answer to the last board is automatically our first guess for the next board. And this is going to keep happening, and then at the very end, something special happens. Miss Kitty Cat and Brandon are celebrating. Excellent. All right, so we have an L somewhere. That's about all the information we have. Jazz is saying lousy, but it can't be lousy because we know there's no S and no U, Jazz. Lucinda saying lemon, allegedly saying liner. Tina agrees on liner. Lucky agrees on lemon. Okay. Let's do lemon. Oh, the big boss just came in with liner. All right, fine, we're doing liner. Got to keep us all on our toes. Pretty solid. And it's not lemon. We now know. Jazz says, I always realize right after I say it. Don't worry, you saw me do it also. I almost put a D at the end when that would have been bad news. Okay, so we have an I somewhere. Still not a ton to work with, is it? Magpie saying blink, allegedly saying chill. What do we like? Healing Hands, it's not going to be light because it doesn't start with L or I in the second position. Climb. It's an interesting guess. Climb. Plaid. Ooh, I like plaid actually a lot. Climb or plaid? Which one do we like more? Yeah, V likes plaid, and I sort of agree. Just going to give it a second for anyone to yell at me. But I think this is safe. I like that it guesses an A as well. All right, it didn't work out, but we know where our L lives now. Climb is still a live option, I believe. So, and it's not a line anymore, Barbara. That was a good guess as well, but now we know there's no A. So does it have to be climb? People are voting for it. It's still valid, so maybe we do it. We okay with this? Tina's saying blink, but we know there's no K, Tina, from sulky. Nice. I should have trusted you guys earlier, but we got there. We got there in the end. All right. 3, we're kind of at the halfway point. Climb didn't hit at all. Do not get complacent because we have lost turtle before and it's painful. So keep your eye on the prize here. Brandon says, wow, all are so smart. Everyone's celebrating. I love it. Okay. Lucinda suggesting sound, which I think is a nice guess. Yeah, pound is a similar idea. I like getting the OU in play. Let's try it. I see nothing wrong with this. Okay. Didn't really pan out. But we did learn some things about what vowels do not exist in the word. We're going to need some A's or E's somehow. We're going to need some A's or E's. Range, says Brandon. Range is still valid. Yeah, it really could be range. What are the other guesses? Raven, says Logician. Another nice word. But yes, it's not going to be creep because we know there's an N somewhere. What yellow means that there is an N in the word, it's just not in the 4th slot. Yeah, Tina and Lucinda, yeah, everyone seems happy with range, so let's go with it. Okay, a little more information. We have an R, we have an E. It's actually looking, whenever I see an ER, I want to put him at the end of the word, something like anger, but obviously it can't be anger because that would use an A and a G. Never. It's an interesting idea. Actually, everyone is voting for never. Logician says enter, which also seems valid. Okay, enter and never. Which one are we going to do? Oh, and Panter saying nerve, but no, it doesn't end in an E, Panter. All right, I'm seeing more nevers than enters. So let's just put never in, but we have enough space. So if it doesn't work, we can always try enter. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Wow, not expected, because it's not enter either. The R, where's the R belong? But there are 2 E's in the word. One of them is definitely in the 4th position, and then another E is floating somewhere. What is this word? Seriously, I'm so confused. Wait, where does the R belong? I'm trying to figure this out. Preen, says Raina. And Brandon saying preen. Wow. Logician agreeing. Is that the only possibility? 3 is another. Wait. I'm not going to hit enter. I just want to see them both. No, it's not 3 because there's no E in the last position. Delete. Yeah, Tess is saying preen. Okay. Preen it is. Andrea followed us. Thanks. Preen. Let's do it. Excellent work, everybody. That was a fun one. We were in kind of an interesting position at the end. Okay, 4 out of 5, and then we get to the end, which is where the real stress begins. You think it's been stressful so far? You don't know anything. Preen, we have an N somewhere. Yeah, Thresh says that's difficult. Yeah, not the first word I would think of. Big boss is pleased. Miss Kitty Cat says, chat, wow, really locked in. I know. I can feel the stakes when we get into late game hurdle. Okay, Magpie says, I like snout. I like it too. Let's guess it. All right, didn't work out for us this time, but I still think it was a solid guess. So what? Maybe AI something? Something with A's and I's. Duo saying night, yeah, which doesn't work anymore because of the T and snout. Lucky says final, which is an interesting guess. Thresheet says nails, but there's no S. Let's see. Chain. Allegedly saying, oh, China. Yeah, I guess China, the dishware, is not a proper noun, so I guess it could be China. Don Spear says, I like final. Let's try it. I like the fact that it gets us an A and an I. Yeah, let's try final. All right. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Interestingly, the A and the I, like, this kind of rules out things like chains. So what's this going to be? Trying to find out these vowels. Manic, says Brandon. It's a very interesting guess. Yeah, Lucinda agrees. Ledition agrees. Wow, everyone coming to manic. Or mania, as Scarlett says. It could be mania, too. All right, let's try manic, and we have enough guesses if it turns out to be mania. Manic. Looks good. Really nice guess. Ooh. Okay, it was mania, but still, that was, it has to be mania, right? There's no other word? Yeah, I think mania. Excellent. Magpie just followed us. Thanks. All right. Ooh. Good. Yes. Let's go for 5 out of 5, and look what happens here. We get the answers to the previous 4 boards are automatically our first 4 guesses, and we only have 2 guesses of our own to get the word now. So we really need to make these count. We only get 2 guesses. Stumpy just followed us. Thank you. So we know we have a B, a U, and an N. The N is ruled out from a couple of spots. Magpie says, oh Lord, I know. It is stressful. I'm already seeing several possibilities. So, okay. Ooh. We got bound, we got urban, blunt, brunt, bunny. Oh no. Bunt as in bunt cake? What? Okay, let's focus. How do we... It's not bunny because there's no N in the middle slot. Brunt. It's not brunt because there's no R in the second slot. Okay, I'm starting to process of elimination this. Big Boss wants bound. Just checking that doesn't violate any rule, any... Basically cool. A lot of people want bound. I'm not going to press enter. I'm just going to put it in to look at it, okay? I'm not pressing enter. I just want to look at it. Is there anything wrong with this guess? Yeah, V is... Jilly says it can't be bunt because the U is not in the second position. Jess says bound is good. Matt is happy with it. Healing Hands likes it. Christopher saying can't be blunt because the L was already used. Look at this. Like, we're actually eliminating all the guesses except for bound. It looks good, Moni says. All right, I'm going to press enter. We do get one more guess, but let's hope. Oh, no. Okay. We got information, but it wasn't exactly... Elian says, does the 2 separate words with an N mean there are 2 N's or not necessarily? There are not necessarily 2 N's. It just means that there is an N. It's not in the 5th slot or the 3rd slot or the 4th slot. So the N has to be in one of the first 2 positions. We have a B, which is interesting. What is the answer here? This is very strange. Yeah, there's a B, so not wound. Oh my god, we only have one guess left. I don't know what to do. Mary Catherine and Proud Mary and Ledition are all saying unbox. Andrea agrees and Pam agrees. Amy Gal saying unbug. I don't know if that's a word. Okay, everyone really converging on unbox. Can we think of any other possibilities? What a hard word to end on. I'm scanning it. It seems possible. Brian says, I like it. Threshit says, great guess. Need the O. Yeah, need the O. So it's not unbug. Right, good point. We need the O. Unbox? Are we doing it? Here we go. I'm pressing enter. Amazing. Wow. That was always a nail biter at the end. Helian's like, this is so scary. I know. It feels so tense. Unbox. Nice pull, guys. That was excellent. Hard word to end on. Wow. Super fun. I love it. Everyone's celebrating. Pat yourselves on the back. We survived yet another hurdle. The new Galaxy Note says, "We did it. I didn't do anything." You did. You were here. You were cheering us on. I saw you. Wow, that was a ton of fun. I always have a blast solving these puzzles with you guys. Follow us if you don't, because we stream every day. MA will be tomorrow, noon Eastern time, same time. In the meantime, check out Arkadium.com. You could play a backlog of hurdles right now if you Google Arkadium hurdle or check the link in our bio, and it'll take you there. You can also solve a backlog of LA Times puzzles or any of the other awesome crosswords that Arkadium puts out. Mary Catherine, thanks for following us. The new Galaxy Note, thanks for following us. And everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you all soon.